You were 14?
Yes.
There's a dead girl. You need to think.
I did not pull the trigger.
This crybaby is 14-year-old Aaron Schmidt. Right now, Aaron is throwing a hissy fit after murdering his ex-girlfriend, Alana Callahan. And as he watches his life come crumbling down, he will do the one thing he does best: call for mommy.
I don't want to hurt her feelings.
You don't want to hurt whose feelings? Alana's?
Mom.
And over the course of this investigation, detectives will begin to discover a trail of damning clues, getting to the bottom of what happened to Alana, one way
Some other dude did. Everybody tries to say that. It does not add up.
or another.
You're all over this whole thing, period. The gun, the yard, the house, the road. You, Aaron, are over everything.
Do you have it in you to tell me the truth?
On January 31st, 2011, dispatch in rural Georgia received a heartbreaking 911 call that changed their community forever.
County County 911, where's your emergency? I called in the morning. You found who in the woods? My sister. How old is she? 14. And what's her name?
Alana Callahan loved church, riding four-wheelers, and school. She had never been in any kind of trouble and was a strict rule follower who rarely left her home alone. How she ended up in the woods behind her family home, barely clinging to life, was a mystery. However, when police arrived at the scene, pieces of that mystery slowly started to come together. At the scene, they discovered Alana's older sister, who had placed the 911 call, and her next-door neighbor, a 14-year-old named Lacey Aaron Schmidt. Aaron and Alana were very close friends, and Aaron was a fixture at their home, often joining them for dinners and even on family vacations. Not only that, but the two had previously been in a relationship as well. But at the scene, Aaron wasn't playing the part of a grieving family friend. He was very clearly trying to play that part, and failing miserably. Detectives noted at the scene that Aaron frequently tried to force tears when speaking to them, or whenever he felt someone was looking at him. As soon as he believed eyes weren't on him, the tears would instantly stop. And when detectives bring him in for questioning, his acting only gets worse.
First things first. Tell me what you know happened. I mean, start from the very beginning and tell me what you know happened.
I went up to the road because I know Amanda comes down to pick her up when it's raining. It was a little bit rainy earlier. Well, I went up to the road and tell Amanda that I won't be able to come for 2 weeks because I got a restriction. 2 weeks. And I told her everything. I was going back down to the house, and there's like a little gate right there, but there's cable hanging there. But I saw somebody run across it and was hardtailing it. So my uncle don't like no one on the land, and I have to get him off because, you know, in the past there's people trying to start fires and stuff like that. Try to plant something that don't need to be there. Well, I went to go see where he went. I was looking around. I went to go see if Amanda knew where he went. If she seen him or anything. But when I went to go she had to go follow her. She was already halfway down the road with the truck to go pick up little Chase from the bus. And when I went there, I said, I can't catch up with her in that truck. And I just stopped, and I went to go turn around to go back to the house. When I turned around, I saw somebody kind of taller, because you know how far distant it looks like somebody's taller up in something higher, like on that back porch. Well, he was dressed in grayish, blackish pants, black boots, and a black jacket on, and a black beanie on. And he saw me and looked at me and ran. And he was white. He was a white man. He ran away down to the creek bank, and I kind of thought that was kind of dumb because there ain't nothing down that way except the dead end. Except a little bit of four-wheeler trails. So I went to go see if anything was gone or missing, because you know how somebody try to break in and go run away. I seen the chair knocked over, and I saw a bunch of reddish looking stuff. I thought it was Kool-Aid myself, because Amanda kept on saying it was Kool-Aid, and I said it didn't look like Kool-Aid. I went and looked out the back door, and I saw some, like drag marks. Well, I seen that, and I saw a bunch of more red stuff, and I figured out that when Amanda came up, that Alana was missing. And so I went out and started helping Amanda look for her. and I found Alana out on the side of that road. Weren't you there? Was you there?
At the scene?
Yeah.
I mean, afterwards, yeah, I came up.
Where she was laying, all out, and I got Amanda. I got sick on my stomach. I didn't know what to do. I just grabbed the phone from her, and I was talking to some person talking about CPR.
Aaron's story is about as solid as a slice of Swiss, and police aren't the only ones who have realized that by this point. When Alana's sister was questioned at the scene, she expressed to police that she had concerns about Aaron. Firstly, when the two went to search for Alana outside, Aaron seemed to know exactly where she was. As soon as they were outside, he pointed to the direction where she was found. However, according to Alana's sister, there was no possible way he could see her from where they were standing. On top of that, when they approached the body, Aaron took a twig out of her hair and then proceeded to freak out, telling Alana, "Now they're going to find my DNA on her. They're going to think I did something." Little does Aaron know his DNA being found on her isn't the most condemning evidence that law enforcement have, and the investigation has just begun.
When I turned around and walked out in front of that burn pile, I was looking down that trail, and that's when I saw Alana. And I got an upset stomach, and I was feeling woozy. And Amanda saying, "Where's she at? Where's she at?" And I was saying, "Down that trail." And she's saying, "Which trail? Did one behind me? That one or that one?" I said, "That one over there." And she seen her, and she ran over there and called 911 and just started screaming and crying.
Let me ask you this. This is about really the only thing that's I'm not really sure about. When you looked out the back door and you saw what you said by then, you knew was, and you saw the drag marks around.
We dragged the garbage out.
Okay, but you said you already saw. By this time you had already seen the guy in the dark clothing twice. Saw him at least once at the back door or whatever. And you walk in and you see this drag mark leading to that trail over here. Why didn't you follow it?
Because I thought because a couple of days ago, me, Chase, and Little Paul, because they got another little brother that's got after school that comes at 6 o'clock. Well, we was taking out garbage the other day, going out around that tree, because if we kept on going straight, there's like a metal chain out there that we can't hardly notice. But if we drag it over, it's going to rip open the bag and it's going to spit out all that garbage everywhere.
Okay.
So he's telling us to go that way, and that's why I thought I'm used to that black mark.
I kind of don't understand why, if you'd already been all around that area of the creek.
Down here.
Well, you said you've been all over there.
Going down through here in that back trail.
Okay, but
you're in the backyard when you come out the back door, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And you turn immediately and go back down the way that you just had already checked. I mean, you came from your house all the way down that trail, all along, searching the fields, looking around, come all the way back up the front of the house and go all the way down, halfway down the driveway, look at that field, look through that field to see the guy on the back porch, apparently. Come back around, go in the house, come through the house, see the drag trail leading right back around to the only area where you have not been. And what do you do when you come out of the back door again? You go immediately back down to the other area which you've already checked, which you said that you already knew he wasn't down there.
No, down here. I knew he wasn't down there. I did not check this one trail right to there.
Yeah, but I mean, is there anything that would have led you to believe that he would have hung around in that one trail? I mean, you've been all over that area all through there.
I don't know.
The only thing I can tell you is I can understand most everything you're telling me. And you have to kind of go with me here on this. Do you know anything about how kind of this thing works as far as, crime scene investigations and all that kind of stuff? You know how any of that works? I mean, you ever seen anything like CSI or anything like that?
Well, I have, but I'm not really paying attention to it.
Don't really pay attention to it. I mean, I don't know if you like it or not, but that's, kind of part of this falls into that CSI kind of thing. No, we don't do it all in 1 hour and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it takes a little bit longer, but one of the things that we did is we had dogs come out. I don't know if you saw them or not.
And I saw one.
You saw one. There was at least two we had out there. And do you have any idea what those dogs do?
No, not really. All I know from one time from Jersey T last Thursday, we had like a little event for the military. They're showing off the dogs, little tricks. They smell out like weapons, stuff like that, drugs, bombs, stuff like that.
Yeah. And also ours,
And guard dogs.
people,
What we call tracking dogs.
tracking dogs. And we had not one but 2 dogs go all over that area, from the back of the house all the way back down that trail as far as they could go, and back down toward the creek and all over that area. And you know one thing they didn't find? They didn't find a trail. The dogs kept kind of looping back around back to the house. And I'm trying to wonder if there was another person down there besides you that was leaving a trail down there that was doing all that running around that you said you saw him doing. Why wouldn't we have a trail back there for that?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, sir.
Well, and even under the standpoint of they went over there in that area where Alana was and worked that area too. I would figure if any area would be pretty hot and heavy on that, then they could pick something off of that. And weren't able to do that either. So I'm just wondering if maybe you could kind of fill in some blanks for me there on I mean, these dogs are trained. I mean, they're trained.
I know they're trained. They're trained to do their job.
Yeah. And that's one thing that I do know about the dogs. The dogs don't have to worry about back talking us, or the dogs don't have to worry about second guessing. Once you put them down there, they just run and smell.
But all dogs do.
Pretty much, other than eating or pooping, right?
Yeah.
But if I've got a dog down there and I've got not one, we think, well, maybe that dog's not having a good day. Because I mean, like people that don't have good days sometimes. Not always, not a whole lot, but sometimes they're, you know. So we put 2, just to be on the safe side. Did the same thing.
Yes, sir.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. We're not trying to say anything one way or the other. We're trying to get a big picture because
Yeah, you trying to, because it kind of don't throw out a good picture because dogs can't get no sun.
well, it would be different if it was some, maybe, because we've had that before. Well, maybe. I mean, I got all the way down as far as here, but that's about it. I'm talking about zilch, none, 0. I'm talking about running around down there all throughout that area where you said you saw this person running and nothing. I mean, the dog didn't even act like it was even neither one of them.
Because right where that fence is, I follow following footprints. That's why.
And that's where I was going with it
Leading
too, because they went down there in the handlers, and the handlers have somebody with them called a spotter.
Yes, sir.
What do you think the spotter's job is?
And see if he sees anything.
And to take care of the handler and make sure that the handler's concentrating on the dog. If the dog does anything that says, we got something here, the handler's going to see that. The spotter looks around the
If he
handler.
sees anything.
So if he sees anything or anybody or anything of any kind of, significance, he'll know where it is and he can mark it. So in case they have to come back. Nothing. Not footprints, not nothing. You know how muddy it was. I mean, you see all this mud right here. He's got it all over his pants. And you got a little bit of there too. But I was walking around and stuff, and I was trying to be careful, and I was stomping all through it. And I mean, there was all kind of footprints and stuff down there. But get off down in that muddy area down there around that creek, and there's
No
nothing.
suction cup.
Yeah, but there was nothing. So unless this person evaporated,
Not in the system.
so what does that lead us? Where does that lead us back to?
Almost leads back to me.
It doesn't just lead back to Aaron, it points flashing neon arrows at him. Throughout the initial interrogation, Aaron changes his story regarding the man he supposedly saw running away from Alana's house multiple times. Initially, he states the man was black and tall, then not black, but wearing black clothing. Even later in the investigation, he tells detectives that the man was short, fattish, and brownish. If you're going to make up a suspect, at least stick to one description. Though at this point it doesn't matter. Tracking dogs at the scene found no trail left by anyone aside from Alana's sister and Aaron. The trail leading to her body only went from the house to the woods and back, meaning that whoever dragged her there didn't run off in the woods. They meandered back to the house as if nothing happened.
Is there any chance that maybe there wasn't that second guy, that other guy?
It wasn't another guy.
Well, I mean, but how you just said yourself. I mean, people don't just
I know.
evaporate into thin air.
I know what you're saying, but I know I wouldn't hurt him long.
Didn't think you would.
Because I treat her
No,
like my sister.
And that's where I was going to go with it. I mean, from what I understand, you're very good with her.
We've been good friends ever since she moved there.
Yep. I mean, did y'all date it ever?
At first, but kind of went out. So then we just became friends because she says if it don't work out, let's just be real friends. What led to that and led to be real good friends.
Okay. Real good friends. And from what I gather from everybody that I've talked to, that we've talked to, that's what they said. I don't think, by any stretch of the imagination, that what happened was something that was malicious. I mean, that's another thing that we can kind of tell. When we see these things and we were trying to put two and two together here, we want them to add up to four.
Yes,
you know? And it's just a matter of getting a few pieces of the puzzle together to kind of get there. And one of those huge pieces of the puzzle that didn't fit was that fact about the guy. But the other one is, you know, we can kind of tell that this is not something that we think that was just a malicious deal. I mean, truth be known, it could have been an accident.
Yes, sir.
I mean, things could have happened, and it might have been one of them, you know, one of them unfortunate deals. I mean, I don't know, there was a movie out at one time called Lemony Snicket's, a series of unfortunate events.
I've seen that.
I hadn't either. I just heard the title and it kind of fits. You know, kind of in a series of unfortunate events. It doesn't necessarily mean that somebody went out here and planned to do this like some cold-hearted, callous person did, but maybe, just maybe, things happen in such a way that it was an accident. Didn't mean for it to happen. And, you know, they happen and we try to get past them. And, you know, the person that, you know, did these things is extremely, extremely sorry for it and wants things to be different more than anything in this world wants things to be different. The only thing that I could tell a person in that situation would be what we know we can work with, what we don't know, we'll have to add our own thing to the equation and come out with four. And sometimes, you know, that doesn't always look good.
Yes, sir.
So the only thing I'm telling you is, if you'll help me, I'll try to do everything I can to make sure that we keep this straight and that we give everybody the benefit of the doubt. But certain things I don't think are adding up. And I don't want to wind up going out of here and giving anybody the wrong impression about things. Is there anything that you need to change about what happened?
No, there's nothing. I know that it's changeable because I know I didn't put nothing in there that I did. Because I can't do stuff like that.
You can't do stuff like what?
Try to hurt her. She's actually a nice person. I almost know.
Sure. Well, I mean, I get that, but that's what I'm saying. But if there is stuff there that says you were there, how are we going to get around that? Because there again, I mean, CSI, the way it works is we find things. Sometimes we don't find anything. Other times we find stuff. And when we find stuff, you know, it's got to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
There's got to be an explanation.
You got to be. And there ain't but one explanation. Well, there's two explanations. There's what I can make of it, or there's what I'm told. And I'm trying to give everybody the benefit of the doubt without trying to put words in their mouth or without trying to make anything of it.
Trying to think that something else happened, but
Well,
it didn't happen.
I don't know. I don't know. You tell me. I don't know.
Aaron and Alana had dated briefly in the past, though their split was reportedly amicable. Aaron continued visiting the home, going on vacations with the family, and even spending holidays with them. Because unfortunately, Aaron's home life left much to be desired. His mother was the stepdaughter of his father, which makes for a rather tangled and tragic family tree. As a result, he was living with his older half-sibling from his father's previous relationship. His life was reportedly incredibly unstable, which led to him leaning on the Callahans for love and comfort. Love and comfort which they happily gave to him, at least until he started to betray it.
What do you think happened to her? To Alana?
When I first seen her on the ground like how she was, I first thought she was or something bad happened.
And you could tell this how?
Huh?
You said when you first saw her, you could tell that. How?
I don't know how. It's just where no one would just come up and just hurt her. She don't let anybody try to touch her inappropriately. It's
Okay.
one thing she don't do.
Do you think somebody might have been there and maybe tried to go a little further than what she was comfortable with?
I don't know.
Because quite honestly, that's maybe what I was kind of thinking. That, maybe somebody was there and maybe they were talking and cutting up and, one thing led to another and, things went a little bit out of hand. But there again, that's just kind of what I think. Could that be a possibility?
I don't know. That's all I saw was what I told you was that black person. Well, not black person because it's all
Who
black.
we've already pretty much established wasn't there.
Yeah, that's what you always saying.
Well, I mean, that's what the evidence is showing us.
Well, dogs and everything like that.
Dogs, lack of footprints, lack of anything else that tells me. But Aaron, let me ask you this: what point would it be for me to sit here and try to trick you?
There isn't.
There isn't none, right?
That ain't a job.
Then you look at me and you listen to what I'm saying. I'm not trying to trick you. I am absolutely not trying to make you out to be an idiot. Nothing. I'm talking serious business here. And when I tell you, there's nothing we've got right now to show that there was a man there, period. Nothing. Nothing. Trying. You saw those cars that were out there, right? There was more cars that you didn't see that were all the way up the road, both sides, all the way around. They had that area cordoned off because when they hear somebody ran, the first thing they want to do is set up a perimeter. There were perimeter cars set up.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody saw anything.
It's kind of something like y'all trying to say that I did something that I know I didn't do.
We're trying to fill in. No, we're trying to fill
I
in.
know what y'all saying, but it's kind of saying that, like, it makes it sound like it's come directly back to me. Like I did something wrong.
What we're trying to get at here is we're trying to find out everything that happened that day.
Which I'm trying to tell you, but
if there's just, I mean, I know you're trying to tell us about this blackish white guy out there. Well, if he doesn't exist, I don't want to have everybody out here looking for this, non-existent person when they could be
I
doing
wouldn't be
something else.
sitting here right now and be telling y'all that about this person. I wouldn't be sitting here. I would have already confessed a long time ago that I did something which I won't do because I don't do that. I don't.
You called from GSR.
Yeah.
Aaron should have looked into a career at the local stadium, because really, he's already a professional goalpost mover. From this point in the interrogation, the lies spread like wildfire, with a new one popping up for every inconsistency that the detectives point out. And they were far from the first to point out Aaron's habit of lying. Just a few days prior to Alana's murder, her parents came home to find Aaron standing in their home. The door had been unlocked, and with no one home, it was clear that Aaron had somehow snuck in. Alana's mother, upset by the crossed boundary, told Aaron that he wasn't allowed to come to the home for 2 weeks as punishment for, essentially, breaking into their home.
You better put sticky shoes off. Okay. Aaron?
It was.
Aaron. You know this a long time, baby. Okay.
I know.
You've been doing this a long time. This whole thing just got twisted, turned around. And like I said, the way we talk to you, we know you're not a bad guy. We know they, they brought you in the family, treat you like family. I mean, if accidents happen, we can, that's something we can, but you saw her mom when you were sitting out there. You saw what happened to you. Okay. I think she deserves to know what happened to her dog. Dude, she's been, I think she was first.
I'm fine. I'll go out straight with you.
Please do.
But I was not the only person there.
Okay.
So I did not shoot the gun.
Okay.
I was actually trying to stop it.
Okay.
Well, I did see the person jump it, the fence and everything. I kind of did do that, but I went straight to the house. But when I went in, and a gun was shot. And when that happened, he pointed the gun at me and I got scared. I'm sorry for lying at y'all.
Who had the gun?
Like I was saying, this tallest, I don't know who is true, I don't know his name though. I know what's the truth. You know, I'm trying to give truth, but every time I try to say it right now, it comes right back down to me.
We know. We know.
I was not the only person there, I swear to God. If I had a video camera, I would have put it on.
Let me see something. Let me see the bottom of your feet. No, lift them up. Lift them up. Lift them up. Okay. Here's yet another piece of the puzzle.
On top of my foot.
On top of your feet. How is it you get blood on top of your feet walking around on it in the floor?
I'm trying to tell y'all, but I just have to tell y'all that one part.
Okay. Okay.
Because it aimed the gun at me. I didn't know if it was going to shoot.
Where did the gun come from?
Huh?
Where did the gun come from?
I don't know, sir.
What's going to happen if they find that gun? And it's got your fingerprints on it, and on top of that, it's got gunshot residue on your hand. How are we going to explain that?
I'm sorry.
I think
you are.
I'm sorry, but I did not shoot her.
Did you see it happen?
Yes, sir.
How
I
did it
had to
happen?
ditch the weapon.
Okay.
You had to ditch the weapon?
Sir,
Where did you ditch the weapon at?
it's over there near those bushes near the truck. But I had to help him move the dirt. Yeah, I didn't want to. I treated him like him.
Mm-hmm.
He kept on aiming the gun at me though, and I telling me to do it. Saying that every time if I do snitch on him, he was gonna get me. I'm scared.
But he had the gun on you. But then you took.
Then he threw the gun down and ran.
You had to ditch it, and then you ran out and you tried to look for him, and he was gone at that point.
Yes.
Why would you tell Amanda?
Because she was trying to say I was being bad. And trying to hurt Alana.
How would that be?
Oh no, sir.
Was it an accident?
I know.
Listen to me. Listen to me. The only way we're going to do anything as far as trying to explain to Alana's mom what really happened is for you to just go ahead and let us know what happened. And that way
I'm telling you right now, the God.
you're telling us some. But listen to me. It's not all.
I did not pull the trigger.
But
I
like I
walked
said,
in as soon as it happened.
so if we find the gun and we find the fingerprints on the trigger and we find all that stuff, it's yours. I mean, you see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
It doesn't.
I know because I took off my shoes and I went there and help that dude and moved the fire.
On the top of your feet. So I mean,
I know because I had to lift up the body.
Why didn't he do it?
He said he didn't want to get any on him.
Who was he? So we can
Who,
I don't know. To kind of shoot, I don't know him. It was some kind of short, fattish, brownish person. He ain't
but
too
you
short.
just said before it was a tall black.
I know, but I had to say that so he don't get on me.
But if
I
you
know
don't
who
know
he is, though. I know who he is, but I don't know his name.
Where does he live?
He's a guy who likes shooting all his weapons down the road.
Finally, Aaron has narrowed in on a person to blame the murder on. A person who obviously has absolutely nothing to do with Alana's death. But Aaron keeps digging deeper.
We all know, sitting in this room, there was no second man.
There was.
Listen to me.
I'm not lying about the guy, though.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
I did not stand there making up this lie
listen
about
to
this
me.
dude standing there with it.
Listen to me. Aaron, are you going to listen to me?
Yes,
listen to me? I can tell you, with every bit of certainty of us sitting here, just like he can, there was no other man. So this boils down to one of two things.
It leads right down to me.
No, listen to me. It is either somebody that went over there with the intention of hurting Alana, and this was a premeditated, cold-blooded deal, or the only other thing it could be was things got a little out of hand, and it was a complete and total accident. And that person that did it is scared to dang death right now, trying to figure out how to make it right.
There's this boy named David. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of psycho, a little bit like that. He told me a couple days, kept on telling me that Lana likes making fun of him, making gestures, and he kept on making fun of him and everything. And he wanted to kind of get back to her.
Mm-hmm.
Cause she kept on humiliating me in front of this girl that he kept on trying to hit on.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to scare her a bit. And he went to go in there and go scare her. I didn't know he was going to do anything stupid.
Are you trying to say Dave Mathis is the one that shot her?
He came all dressed up and gave a punch. And we kept on hitting the side. He said, let's just start her up and scare her. And he kept on banging on the side of the house. Well, he was, and I would go up and say, Alana, are you home? David wants to say something. And he didn't say it when she didn't want to go out. He went in there and was talking to her. And he kept on doing this, that, and the other. And them two were yelling at each other for a couple of seconds. And he did something stupid.
They were fighting, arguing with each other. Then what happened?
He pulled him down the elevator. But he didn't pull it out. He was sitting over there on the parents' dresser because he was running around at her house. He went there and got it.
He went and what?
He got it once to go try to scare her, and she shot him out. He accidentally shot her.
It takes the police about 3 seconds to shoot down this alternate story, because somehow Aaron hasn't realized that the fact that the dogs didn't track a second mystery person still holds up, even if he knows who the mystery person is. At the end of the day, the only people at the scene of the crime were him and Alana. All evidence points to Aaron shooting Alana inside the home, then placing her body out into the woods where he left her and watched as Alana's sister tried to save her.
The bottom line is, you're all over this whole thing, period. Not just the gun, the yard, the house, the road, everything. You're over everything. You, Aaron, are over everything. Nobody else is over everything. You're forgetting there were other people in that yard too with you. The dogs kept tracking back to the same spot, which is in the backyard. Kept running around over here, running around trying to find other stuff, and they couldn't find other stuff, and they ran back to the front yard. Why? Because nobody left that backyard, Aaron. Nobody left that backyard. If anybody left that backyard, those dogs would have made a beeline off of it and ran through the woods over there because they ran that way. They looked that way. But they kept coming back. Why? Because the person didn't leave. There was no time. It does not add up.
If it was an accident, it was an accident, but you gotta tell me.
Dude, you got to tell us. If it was an accident, let's sit here and
If
quit
you were
talking what it
playing a
is.
game, or if it was a game or something.
Whatever happened. But stop on this, some other dude did it. Man, everybody tries to say that. And everybody that said it, it don't wash. I told you, it's not going to add up. You can say it, you can try to believe it, but you know, it doesn't add up. If it was an accident, say it was an accident. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, I'm not trying to trick you.
Nobody's going to end up as I.
You don't even know what's going to happen any more than I do.
I don't want her her feelings.
You don't want to hurt whose feelings?
Her feelings.
Alana's?
Her mom.
Her feelings are already hurt, Aaron. How much more hurt could they
Well,
be?
I didn't mean to hurt her.
All right, then what happened?
She was goofing around and I was goofing around. But first I went over there to tell her that I couldn't be over here for 2 weeks like I was saying. And because I know Amanda kind of a little bit forgets stuff when she's doing a lot of busy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her and she said she wanted to go outside and let's go and do something. Well, I didn't know the gun was loaded.
Okay. And what happened?
And she was acting like she was pulling the trigger. And I said, don't do that.
Okay.
And I took it away. And I went to go try to go put it up so I can go leave. And it went off.
Where was she at when it went on?
Over there where the computer was.
Mm-hmm.
Over the computer.
How close to you when it went on?
I had it right there in my hand. I was grabbing it to take it away.
So you were right behind her when it went on?
Right in front of her.
And she was in front of you, and her head, back of her head was facing you, right?
No. When are you making it sound like I try to shoot her in the back?
We're not trying to make it say that's what the evidence shows, buddy.
I know.
So if you know that, then why are you saying we're making it up? We're not. That's
No,
what
but I
it shows.
didn't aim it at her head at all. All I did is grab it, and it went off
Where were you at when you grabbed it?
right in front of her. When I grabbed it, the gun tilted up, and when it tilted up, it went off.
Alana was struck in the back of the neck while she was looking at her Facebook page on the family computer. The shot was at a downward angle, indicating that whoever shot her was standing over her, which doesn't exactly match the picture that Aaron is painting, does it?
They're out there looking where that table is now, and where the computer chair is she's sitting. And they're telling me it's not possible that the gun was fired from the table height to where it hit her. The gun was fired up higher.
Out there.
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
we'll be out there all night. When the gun was fired up higher. It wasn't fired at table height. It's not possible.
The way how she spinned in her chair, it did happen.
No, what I'm saying is that the trajectory, the way the bullet went in, it came from up to down. Okay?
Or did it go through?
The table couldn't do that. Okay? That would be down to up if you were on the table.
I'm sitting here playing on Facebook,
And I'm down here on the
and they're
table.
down there on the table.
See what I'm saying?
The bullet's going up,
But
not
this one
down.
came down. So it would have to be fired from up here.
I never did do that though.
What I'm saying, or up here doing it. I mean, I'm just telling you, I'm just trying to, put
All I
these
know, the
puzzle
gun
pieces
went
together,
off
like
and
you
I
said.
got scared.
I'm getting a little agitated, and I'm trying not to, Aaron. I really am. I'm getting to the
Yeah,
point now to where
I'm trying to tell you the truth.
no, you're not trying to tell us the truth. If you were trying to tell us the truth, just tell us the truth and quit trying.
No,
You would quit
I'm not
trying
try-
to just make stuff fit what we're telling you.
Listen, we're telling you what the evidence is and what the facts are, okay?
I know what
And we're
y'all-
showing that
the
it, we're,
trajectory range of that was probably way too close, and it went in our head to a diameter way.
listen, we're trying to tell you that the evidence it contradicts what you're saying. Okay. It's not going with what you're saying. Okay. We're telling you, that's flat out. You can't lie about that. I mean, you can't, we can't. That's the way it is the way it is. Okay. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I know for a fact that gun was not there on the table like this when it went off. Okay.
No, I never did say it went off like that because
Okay.
when I
That
had it in my
gun was
hand,
up above her.
Yes.
It was higher than where it went off. It was up. It wasn't down. It was up, is what I'm telling you. If you were playing some kind of game, you thought it was unloaded, and you come in there and, pow, whatever, and it went off, you didn't know it was loaded, okay. But what I'm asking you and what I'm telling you is that's not the way it happened, okay? Tell me the way it happened. Tell me the way it happened, Aaron. We can go back and forth all night, and I can tell you that it didn't happen that way, okay?
am I going to be in trouble if I do?
I want to know the truth. I want to know what happened.
Okay, I was being dumb. I grabbed it after she handed it to me. I was trying to undo it, like I was saying, like I did. But I thought it can go back again, so I can just, pull it back again. But it wasn't budging. And I picked it up, and I was going to try to go outside, but the door did not want to go open with just one hand. And I was doing that. Again, when we could just pull back and just let out the bullet. And it didn't, and my hand was on the trigger, and it just went off.
But that still doesn't figure out you're over there by the door now and not in behind her like you were.
No, the glass door beside me.
But what we're trying to tell you is, Aaron, let's just boil it down to brass tacks. This happened because somebody was standing up behind her at a certain angle. When I
was doing that, I was doing this, trying to see if it'll come out, cause
okay.
Now you got to point it up in the air.
Yeah, now you got to point it in
I
the
had
air.
it sideways in my hands, so I can grab onto it like this and just pull it back. I was doing this, and I kept on doing that, pulling it
Where
back.
are you standing when you're doing this?
Up against the glass door.
Which would have meant she's beside you, right? No.
No. Where where I was sitting at, right?
Mm-hmm. You
Right
said you were sitting by
behind
the table.
Yeah, I picked it up and I was doing this, and I was looking. I actually had it pointed at me at first, and I was doing that, and I turned it like that, and I kept on. I like.
So at what point?
started
You
thinking-
didn't grab the rag or anything. Did none of that happen, right? You didn't grab the rag.
Well, I did grab the rag, but I didn't really use it because it didn't grab the
You're
grip.
confusing me more. You're confusing me more. Look.
All right. You found the weapon. This one was Simon having it printed.
No. Well, yeah, he's already pretty much said.
All right. Here's the deal. Whose prints are supposed to be on that gun? That's it. Okay. Whose prints? That's all that's on the gun.
Alana's prints aren't on it. Alana's prints aren't on it.
Who?
Alana.
Is your name Alana? Is his name Alana?
No, that's Aaron. I was telling him.
Yeah, Aaron's prints, because we got his prints on file. Yeah, your prints are on it, that's all.
Aaron doesn't seem to realize the weight of what the forensic analysis has just told detectives. His fingerprints being on the gun are obviously important, but Alana's lack of fingerprints on the gun are just as much so.
But here's the thing. Her fingerprints are on that gun. You know why they're not on that gun? You tell me.
Because she went in there and got it. Well,
Because she didn't have the gun. Aaron. Yeah, I told you, we're going to pick apart every little thing. Just quit trying to think of something else to cover it up and just tell me the truth.
okay, but she did want to use it.
Okay.
I'm not lying about that. She wanted it. I didn't want to grab it, but she said I wasn't going to get in trouble if I do go in there and get it. So I went in there and got it. And she said, "I'll be fine." And she went to go grab it and pull it back, but I ended up grabbing it and bringing it back myself because I'm trying to focus on her hand.
Listen, man.
You just
I'm not saying that.
You went and got the gun.
Yes,
You came out.
yes, but the
Would
clip
you-
was already halfway down.
Okay.
I didn't know what to do.
What clip was already halfway down?
So,
What, a hammer?
yeah, hammer.
But you said you went like that.
Yeah, I thought I did because of that. The back thing went down.
Mm-hmm.
The little hammer thing went
Yeah.
back down.
Okay.
So I went like that and hit it down, and I didn't know how to get it back up without it
Going off.
Yeah,
Okay. So what happened?
like I was saying, I grabbed it not right at the bottom of the barrel, at the top of the barrel. I was doing that to try to make sure that it didn't go off. But like I said, it slid off of my hand and it went off.
Oh, here's another little piece. We got where there's some fingerprints on the curtains by the back door, where it looks like somebody reached up and tried to pull up on the curtains.
She was trying to pull us up
That's my handprint.
down low.
Down low by where she was.
No, that's when she fell over. If it's down low,
Well, that's what I'm saying. So she didn't just fall over and lay there. She was down
'Cause
low
I
trying to
was
reach up
trying
and
to
try.
see if she was all right. And she didn't move. She wasn't breathing.
But you just told me a minute ago, a few minutes ago, she was moaning.
That was it. When it went off there, she went and fell over.
Did she ever grab at the curtains?
Now she just fell over the chair and she just went down. I'm not lying about this.
I'm not saying you are. I'm
Even
just
though,
saying.
even though I said that so many times, it's probably so old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah.
Police know without a doubt that Aaron murdered her, but the question is, was it premeditated? At this point, detectives don't have the biggest piece of evidence pointing to the fact that it likely was. As they work on getting it, another group of interrogators take a turn questioning Aaron.
Explain to me exactly what happened.
She wanted, because the other couple of days ago, the door was open.
No, what caused
I
you?
know.
No, listen to me. What caused you to go to her house today? Why did you go to this girl's house? What's her name?
Amanda's
The girl that
Lana.
is that the girl that got shot in the head? Okay. Why was you at her house today?
Well, I went over there to tell her to remind Amanda, or just go up to Miss Betty to tell her that I'm on restriction for 2 weeks.
Why does she need to tell them that?
Because I told Amanda, and I know Amanda sometimes forgets. Because Miss
You
Betty
told
always-
Amanda that you were on restriction, but then you went to this girl's house to remind Amanda that you were on restriction? That doesn't make sense.
Well, because sometimes Amanda forgets because she's all the time busy with Chase and little Paul.
But you told her. You said, Amanda, I'm on restriction. Is that right? So then you went over to this girl's house who's now dead, and you said, hey, remind Amanda that I'm on restriction. Is that what it is?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And who's Betty?
Her mom,
Who's mom? The dead girl? What's the dead girl's name?
Alana.
Alana. Okay.
Please
Alana.
stop saying dead girl.
I'm sorry, but she is dead. So, okay. All right. So, Alana. So, you went to Alana's house today to tell Alana, hey, when you see Betty and when you see, what's her name?
Amanda.
Amanda, remind them I'm on restriction. All right. So, you go to the house to do that. What door did you go in when you got to the house?
Front door.
Did she let you in?
Yes, sir. I knocked on the door and she let me in,
Okay.
but she said, "Hold up, didn't you say he was on restriction?" I said, "Yeah, but I'm here to let you know to remind Amanda."
When did you tell her you was on restriction?
I texted. No, I didn't text her.
Tell the truth.
I am telling
Mm-mm.
the truth.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Why
No, you're
would
not.
you go? Why would you go to her house to tell her you're on restriction when she opens the door to you and like, oh, dude, you can't be here. You're on restriction. That doesn't make sense. She already knows you're on restriction. Why would you go to tell her? She had to know. Who told her?
Huh? Amanda. I believe. I don't know. I never even told her.
You never told
Only
who?
told Amanda.
Right. So you're going to What's her
tell
name?
Alana.
Alana, tell Alana,
But
hey, I'm on restriction, but when she opens the door, she knows you're on restriction. And what does she say to you?
well, but when I walked in, she said, "Take off."
Wait a minute. She opens the door and she says, oh, wait a minute, you're on restriction, right? Did that stop you at the front door for a second till you tried to explain to her? What did you tell her to get you in the house? If she stopped and was kind of wary about you coming in the house and saying, well, wait a minute, what got you in the house?
She told me to come in real fast.
Well, what do you mean come in real fast? What does that mean? No, I'm just trying to understand, really, dude.
I'm talking about going in and help her with something, and I didn't know
And I
what
understand.
to do.
Okay, here we go. Who is it? Yeah. Okay. Open door. Hey, man, you're on restriction. That's where we're at. Okay. She recognized that you were on restriction. You tell me you were there to tell her that you're on restriction. Okay. What you just told me was that she stopped you at the front door. And
No,
by
really.
stopped, I don't mean kick you in the groin or nothing. She just
No.
said, oh, wait a minute. Okay. What happened after that?
Because when I turned around, I was about to leave. She said, since I was there,
Okay.
can you hold up for a minute and help me out? Because she asked before if I can help her out with the gun issues,
What?
stuff like that.
What did she ask you to help her out with that got you in the house today?
She just said, come here real fast and help, because I always help her out with anything.
Help me bake a cake, help me sew a hat, help me shine a shoe. What was you in the house to do today? What were you going in there to help her do today? What put you in the house?
I don't know. She told me when she sat down on Facebook and she was going to say, oh, hold up, I got to delete this picture and put in a couple more on there.
To this day, police have not released a clear motive on why Aaron murdered Alana. However, based on evidence found in his home, it seems to have been premeditated. Inside Aaron's bedroom, police discovered the owner's manual, gun box, and extra ammunition for the gun that was used to kill Alana. If you recall, the gun was owned by Alana's father. However, given the tight timeline of events, it would have been impossible for Aaron to have hidden those items the day of the murder, meaning that he must have stolen them days prior, which gave him plenty of time to read over them and become familiar with the weapon that ultimately took Alana's life. And though why he took her life is still a mystery, police have some suspicions, because they have one more shocking accusation to throw at Aaron.
So she kept on and on and on and on you about you showing her how to use the handgun?
Yes, sir.
Why?
And she said because in case if somebody tries to break in or do something.
We've checked the residence. There's never been a break-in over there.
Exactly. That's what I've been telling her. It's always clean down here. She likes.
It's always clean. Where, on Miles Road?
No, about breaking in. I ain't saying about clean like drugs, stuff like that, because it ain't. Trust me about that.
So the whole reason she kept on nagging and nagging and bugging you.
Because she didn't want anybody to break in or do something to her.
So.
Because sometimes she gets off the bus and she's.
So
at the
at
house by
14
herself.
years old, she's wanting to learn. She's on you about wanting to learn how to shoot a handgun.
Yes, sir.
14 years old,
Yes, sir.
a female
Yes, sir.
that's on Facebook most of the time and worried about who's good looking and who's not. She's gonna be worried about wanting to learn how to
because-
shoot a handgun.
Yes, sir. Because now it may sound stupid, but
May?
I'm not saying it is or isn't.
Well, how about let me tell you?
You're gonna say it is.
I mean, this.
Because she said she's been seeing something going around her house, messing around.
Like
Because,
what?
like a head. She's saying she's been seeing a face around.
Somebody saw you dressed in camouflage, watching their daughter change into pajamas.
What?
Yeah. We got a guy that's done come up here and said, you've been sitting there in the woods or wherever it's at. Maybe you don't have woods. Don't start splitting hairs with me. But he knows that you've been watching his daughter change into the pajamas.
I'm afraid we're gonna go off on another tangent of lies, so let's just
All right,
redirect
all right.
ourselves.
Why did you lie and tell those investigators that she touched that gun when that girl has never put her fingers on that gun? Why did you lie about that?
I don't know.
Sure you do. Why did you lie in an official investigation where someone you know is and you have drugged their body out?
They're
You're not going to do that to me.
not until
No.
you just said that girls.
What?
Until you kept on saying the girl. And that's when I finally figured out that she was finally.
You think she's been alive all this time?
I don't know. All I know is she wasn't moving or nothing.
3 hours later, we're still getting lies from you. That's why I don't think you've told us everything. You've not. Something happened in that house that only you, the good Lord in heaven, and that girl knows. And mister, if you can walk out of this room with that on your conscience, trust me, you worried about what's going to happen to you tonight, trust me, in about 3 or 4 weeks, you're going to wish to God you had finally broke down, finally manned up, and said, you know what? Damn. Here it is. By God, this is what happened. Whatever it was, it happened. I don't know. You've told us lies for a reason.
Let me read you like a book.
Told us lies for a reason. To throw us off of the truth. You tell a lie to cover up the truth.
10-7.
You're going to regret the day that you let us leave this room with these issues not cleared up. Trust me.
It's gonna come back to bite you. Bite you hard.
Ultimately, in spite of his age, Aaron was convicted of malice murder and sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. He has repeatedly tried to appeal his conviction, claiming that giving him a life sentence at such a young age counts as cruel and unusual punishment. Which seems fitting, given the cruel and unusual way in which he murdered a girl who trusted him and betrayed a family who took him in. Our thoughts are with the Callahans and all who knew and loved Alana. Thank you for watching today's video. Whether you're new here or have been with us for a while, check out one of the craziest cases I've ever covered right here, or one of my newest uploads right here.